Hello everyone, welcome to my review today. And my review is essentially, of course, You Will Never Really Hear, starring Joaquin Phoenix as his brutal enforcer, his devil soldier who's kind of somewhat retired. And in this movie, he's like that, and he's essentially sent on this mission to find this teenage girl who's been abducted. I believe it's by a bunch of abductors. And among his way, he finds this horrific degree of murder and corruption and brutality within it. And this is like his own story, and this is a tense, dreary, thoughtful, harsh, slow movie. If I was to perfectly sum up this film for you, like the DVD cover says, well, by the Times, it says the taxi driver for a new century. And I very much would agree with that. This movie is a dreary, slow film type of crime thriller. If I was to perfectly sum this up, it would essentially have. It's essentially Taxi Driver with the story, with the. Not the story, but with the narrative plot of Taken and place it into the pacing of Nicholas Winding Refn's Drive. And this is what you get. A beautifully slow, dreary revenge thriller that takes a sweet time to keep going. And that is where I believe this film finds its strength and weakness. Where I think this movie kind of doesn't work for me is where the first 45 minutes it struggles to really, in my view, find a real structure for itself and be like, okay, what's kind of going on in his life? And it's pacing, in my view, for the first hour, it just kind of is going at a bit of a nail's pace for me. So I'm like, okay, kind of just get going. But once it kind of finds its stride, and once he essentially starts finding the girl that he needs to find, the movie becomes this year's Blade Runner 2049. It is hypnotically beautiful, and Joaquin Phoenix probably gives my favorite performance of his entire career. He is astounding to watch. He's so subdued, so quiet, and so stoic, but so emotional at the same time, and so resonant. It's like he's playing Charles. It's almost like he's like this big hulking dude. It's almost like he's channeling Charles Bronson in a way, where it's just so big and powerful, where you look at him and you just go, okay, I'm looking at my business. Like, he really does come across as a dude who you don't want to fuck with, like, period. And he gives this unnerving, chilling performance. And the movie's pacing, as I said before, is its biggest weakness, but I can also see that as why many people love this movie. Its slower pace allows you to really envelop this world and really show how dreary and off and deplorably fucked up as it is, according to his view. And seeing his story and how he kind of unfolds within it, it just feels so inviting and dark and unnerving. You feel dirty, and like you need a shower after seeing the film. And it really knows how to paint that in such a light to where you feel like, well, yeah, this dude is messed up, but you can't blame his in the world he's in because it shapes that. He's so dreary, he's so messed up because of that, and because of that, you just feel so palpitized for him. It's easily one of for me, it's one of the best films of the year because of his performance and because of this what he creates. Maybe on repeat viewings for me, it'll probably there's a couple Blade Runner 2049. It's for me, every time I watch it, it's like, excuse me, it's not a yawner. It's more of a, okay, where's the pacing for this? Where's it going? But it's like, okay, here we go. We found it now. And once it moves forward, it becomes one of the most. And once I would say, probably by the 50 minute mark, that's where it really gets going, and that's where it becomes one of my top favorites of the year. It's such a I don't usually love tense thrillers as they're my favorites. The only one, like, they're not my typical forte, but like, my favorite one in recent memory is probably Prisoners, and that's by Denis Villeneuve back in 2013, and this is easily, I can compare it to that. And what it really does well is that it knows just to sort of a dreary, harsh realization of the movie. For that, as I said before, its pacing is its biggest weakness for the first 45 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes. But once it picks from that, as I said before, it knows how to make it such an intense, fascinating, brutal, risky, fucked up movie, and it's one of my favorites of the year because of that. It's weird. So maybe down the line it'll become one of my favorites of the year. I just don't know for now. But as of right now, I consider it in the top 10, but I just don't know where. So for me, I'm going to give You Were Never Really Here an 86%. That's my rating for the movie. Everyone, I really do hope you enjoy my review. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and just have a great day. Till then, bye-bye.